lady in it, I'm courting. Her name is Africa. I wanna take her from a faraway land called corruption into a land by the name of peace. By the name of peace.
Goree is best known as the location of the House of Slaves. Built by an Afro-French family in the 1780s, one of the houses of slaves that were used as a holding and transfer point for human cargo during the slave trade. The House of Slaves is one of the oldest houses on the island. It is now a popular tourist destination and well known in the Western world. Home of Zion Soul, an up-and-coming Senegalese American artist. Common research grounds for author and writer of Roots and the autobiography of Malcolm X, Alex Haley. On January 29, 1974, the Jackson 5s boarded a plane headed for Dakar, Senegal. They were scheduled to play their first concert there, and for the Jackson brothers, this would be their very first trip to the African continent. They landed in Dakar, Senegal early the next morning, traveled to Goree Island, the departure point for many African captives who had been sent to the United States as slaves in the earlier centuries. According to all reports, the brothers were deeply affected by the visit to Goree, so much so that their second and third concerts were much less exuberant than their first one had been. I wonder what went through young Michael's mind.
Is that you deserve? Zimbabwe, Harare, Ghana, Republica, Congo.
In more recent years, reggae artists such as Jamaica's own Sean Paul, the Morgan Heritage Family, and other world music artists such as Wyclef Jean and Zion himself made their homecoming visions a reality.
Man, this shit insane. Mr. President, is you on cocaine? Man, you drain the place. Would you please explain? It's supposed to be the people.
Somewhat now a pilgrimage for young self-seeking conscious African Americans and activists. Busta Rhymes shares a very emotional moment with his local mother. Ja Rule is a regular, and here, Reverend Jesse Jackson and his friend, a Senegalese United Nations New York correspondent, Jibril Jallo.
So, you know what I mean? We're getting ready to head on out, man. I'm excited. I'm super excited. I just did my check, passport check, ticket check, cash money check, you know. My shades on, I'm ready. My swag turned on. We going to Africa, nigga.
For Zion, the return to Goree, Dakar, and Touba was more than just an enlightening trip. It represented the reunification of a family after 22 years of separation caused by immigration and the chase of a better future. Zion and his oldest brother, Pop, grew up in the southern depth of the United States, Birmingham, Alabama, while their two brothers, Lamine and Miskin, remained in Dijon, France. After 2 decades, long battles involving different education systems, immigration strife, and harsh street realities, Zion finally reunites with his loved ones. A very emotional moment. His mother couldn't hold back the tears, and their father's pride in what his sons had become was clear to see. A message of one love.
Got all three of my brothers standing right here. Got Pop, got AFREEKANXPRESS, and Lamine. Hell, man.
Watch out, man. It's exercise.
Oh,
They spent the first night in Dakar, the capital of Senegal. The very next morning, Zion, along with his camera crew, headed to the island of Goree. Within his mind, the history that took place on this very land he was standing on. all she had witnessed, from slavery to political strife, to its very own pride and ambassador, one of Zion's greatest inspirations, Akon Alioune Cham. Zion was headed for a private visit of the House of Slaves of Goree Island, and you were invited as he narrates the story of this gloomy place of a million spirits. Welcome aboard.
The word is cutthroat, discrimination utmost, and call them out as the most. In case you wonder why, I'd rather die than lie. In case you wonder why, we never unify. I'm just a soul whose intentions are good. Oh Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood. Hey, hold up.
You look in there, it's like, it's crazy. Like, that was the room where it's like 100 men in there just sitting and waiting to get shipped to America, Europe, you know, the triangular commerce of humans.
Her name was Africa.
I'm gonna show you some more. So this right here was another man cave right here where they cut the man. It's real sad. We're still on Goree Island, West Africa, Senegal. You already know. Now I'm gonna show you the children's house. This right here. So this is where they kept the children. And basically in terms of keeping them and growing them up and fattening them up so that once they got grown, they would ship them to their destination. You already know what it is. So right here was the young ladies. Right here was the young girls, where they kept the young girls. And it was at least 400 of them just sitting around waiting. Once again, this is the slave house of West Africa, of Senegal, where most African Americans and other black African descent people are coming from, where they went through slavery. It's a sad day, but this is reality that I think every human being, no matter what color you are, you gotta live through. You gotta see this. It makes you stronger. It really makes you just be apologetic in a way and be ready to make this world a better world, one world. That's what this is all about. So I'm traveling the world for y'all. I want you to feel like I'm taking you everywhere with me. That's what it is. I'm gonna show you a little bit more. This was basically in French. It says inapte temporaire, and what that means is for the people that was in 60 kilograms. 60 kilograms is 120 pounds. So if you wasn't 120 pounds, basically they wasn't gonna take you with them to America. So what they would do is they would put you in this room and they will fatten you up. They will feed you all types of green beans and fattening food to get you to be 60 kilograms, 120 pounds, and take you on to the other side, man. After 60 days, if you wasn't good enough to go, domestic. What a domestic is the people that would work as a servant in a house, you know, cooking, doing little chores and stuff like that, because you weren't able to do the real stuff, which is basically working on the plantations, sugar lands, and stuff like that. And next thing, right here was for the people that would fight back. So if you would fight back, basically, you know, the rebels, they would keep them in here because this was the most humid room. And what that says is basically that because it was so humid, you would catch pneumonia mostly. You probably would die because once you caught pneumonia, they wouldn't keep you in here. They would throw you out in the water. And then the sharks would eat you because they couldn't afford for everybody to get sick. And that's how small that room was. Now I'm gonna show you the little cells that they had. So if you was a bad kid that just wouldn't do right, this is where they would put you. And I'm gonna show you how small it is. Like, I'm not even supposed to be in here. It's illegal, but I'm gonna do it. Like, this was how small it was, and you would sit here for days. Take my glasses and let you know for real. You would sit right here. This was the prison cell. Nelson Mandela, the president, sat right here for a second. How it was. That's real shit. That's real tough.
That's what it is. So I'm gonna show you some more. This here was the women's. This here was the women's the women's cell. They would sit here, they would be naked. No clothes, no nothing. Just butt naked, sitting and waiting on the boat. Alright? Now I'm gonna show you the most emotional part. The part that's gonna touch your heart, the part that'll probably get you crying for real, for real. And we're gonna go back out and we're gonna go this way. So, Zion TV, you already know. That's it. So, this is the last part right here. This is the door without return. This here is the door without return. Once you got this far, that was it. Now basically, if you look at it, this is it. So the boats would pull up right here, and then as a slave, you would get pushed over, and you would get on the boat, and it was way to America.
Freestyle, Zion soul American Senegalese, boy. Show what you seen once, I done seen twice, boy. You already know Zion soul Senegalese American. But sad to say, both my nation's economies is fucked up right now. Frankly, our governments ought to step it up for the people. Do it for the people. Forgot people. This stereotyping, this judging of others, this racism.
You know, this shit is emotional right now for me, because I'm standing here and I know this is where most of my ancestors, most of your ancestors went through to go. So wherever you're from, Atlanta, New York City, New Jersey, Georgia, whatever it is, this is probably where you was never going to see Africa again once you went through here, right? And in case you fell, it was over with, because the sharks around this area were so used to human blood that basically they would be waiting. So you know, if you was trying to fight and stuff, you ain't want to get on the boat and drop. The sharks will eat you. If you try to escape and jump off, the sharks will eat you. So that's what it is. So you ain't had no choice. You had to get on that boat. You had to head to America, Brazil, Europe, wherever that was. It's the door without return. Real talk. Zion TV, that's what it is. You already know. We're going to keep traveling the world. Next time it might be China. We're going to be doing shows in Europe. Yo. So check it out. So basically what you're looking at right now, you probably don't even see it yet. But if you look at the architecture of the rocks, you're looking at it spelling in Arabic Allah.
How amazing is that?
So I don't knock whatever you believe in, you know, whether it's Jesus, whether it's Buddha, whatever it is, we all got the same God and all that. But in this case right here, you look at Allah. Basically, you know what I mean? Like spelled out in Arabic. It's a beautiful place. If you've never been to the motherland, you need to come through. Real talk. It's Zion TV you're looking at. Zion Soul. www.oneworldmusic.com. Music with a Q. Oneworldmusic.com. You already know Zion, West Africa, Goree Island with my peoples, just chilling. That's the original roster right here. To the West Coast and you don't holler at him, you ain't got nobody. I'm the Tafab man, original king, real talk. This is right here is like the best school out here for women. All women's school. It's a boarding school. So basically you gotta have a 4.0 grade average to get on here. So you gotta be the smart 100%. Oh yeah, I'm about to look it up. YouTube, Google that. You already know.